Hey, welcome in. Welcome in. I didn't have time to put together a dry erase board sign. I will try not to be too preoccupied with the ongoing World Series game, as Tyler will as well. Thank you guys for
I
joining
promise
us.
nothing. I promise nothing.
All right. Well, I can respect that. Yes. As you know, we are smack dab in the middle of Game 2 of the World Series, so we will try to power through for the next, let's say 27 minutes for you guys. Thank you, as always, for joining. Tyler, how was your Wednesday?
Could be going better. I'm not flipping out over the current score right now. It's fine. Even if the Dodgers lose again, I'm not overly concerned about it. But I'd be feeling better if they were winning. But overall, not too bad. How's your Wednesday going, Ronnie?
Pretty good. I was off from the bank today. Got a little golf in. Tried to get my car into the shop. Thought they had the part that was required to fix the problem. They didn't, so I'm going to have to take it back. That was kind of a bummer, but still got a little golf in. A little time to clear the old noodle before the dread and the stress of the Dodgers and the World Series resumed earlier this evening. But we'll go right into it based on that. We did have Game 1 last night. The Dodgers took that one 8-3. Looked pretty good. Happy for Kershaw anytime he does well in a playoff game. And he looked strong. I mean, he looked like he was pretty much in control. He gave up the home run, but 8 strikeouts, pretty much all on the slider, I think. Just sort of controlling the tempo of the game. And the Dodger offense just did what you would expect them to do, taking walks, just getting on base. I mean, Mookie, which we'll get into in a second, just pretty much doing everything that you can possibly do in a baseball game, all in one game. But satisfied with the result. Long way to go. As you know, we're still smack dab in the middle of Game 2. But Tyler, what was your takeaway from that first game?
Yeah, definitely happy with Kershaw. Obviously, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, 8 strikeouts. I saw they were saying that his whiff rate was 50%, which is pretty insane. Happy for him. I remember texting you kind of during it, like I probably would have let him go out there in the 7th. Maybe just had somebody in the bullpen up and moving. Just first sign of danger. Get him out of there. Then bullpen gave up a couple runs. Nothing too. Didn't kill him in the end. Mostly aided by that insane line drive double play to Gonzalez. That was
that was a ultimate bailout.
But happy with it. Obviously, good performance. Pretty much the whole lineup up and down, just making the Tampa pitchers work. Like even if it's resulting in a strikeout or an out, it's still 6, 7, 8 pitches, just really giving them fits. And like you said, Mookie Betts. I mean, that's all year, kind of just during any random time in any random game, you and I will just text each other, and all it will say is just fucking Mookie, because
that's the
dude is unbelievable. Like it's
basic bat signal. You're going to get something out of Mookie every game.
Yeah.
It just kind of makes you. This guy's probably one of the best baseball players there is on earth right now.
Oh yeah, hands down. Like I would still say Mike Trout's probably still the best player in baseball. I think he's had that crown. He's going to probably keep that crown for a while. But man, Mookie, I always knew he was good. Obviously, I catch him on one of the million Yankee Red Sox games that ESPN does throughout the year. Or catch him in the playoffs and see how good he was. Obviously, 2018 against the Dodgers. But getting to watch him just on a day in, day out basis, it's just like, this guy is so good. It's unbelievable how good he is and how easy he makes everything look. It's it's a treat getting to watch him play for the next 12 years, I'll say that.
Yeah, and this is not to – I mean, I'm not a Red Sox fan, nor is Tyler.
No.
But I'm not directing this towards the Red Sox. They had a stated directive that they were trying to get the payroll flexibility. They're basically rebuilding right now.
Sure.
But I know you and I have talked about this multiple times, just, in our personal conversations. Of all the big free agents that have come up in the last, let's say, 3 years, Machado, Harper, Betts, these kind of guys, I have to say I'm I'm happy that Betts is on the Dodgers. This guy he's the real deal. I mean,
Fresh Prince just home. Sorry.
every phase of the game, shout out Will Smith, but it wasn't against Will Smith
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
this time. We'll see you next year, Will Smith, the other
That's
Will
right.
Smith.
That's
But
right.
I think the thing I like the most about Mookie is that he just seems like he enjoys it. Like
Yeah.
he likes being around the guys. He likes just showing up to the ballpark and just doing the daily thing. Like he can do pretty much everything on the field. Last night was a just sterling example of. I was kind of in awe. Like Tyler said, I knew this guy was an MVP. I knew he was really good, but you see him every day, and it's almost comical that he is so clearly the best player out there. The Dodgers have a ton of good players. The Rays have a ton of good players. All these other teams that the Dodgers have played to this point have a lot of good players, and he just can literally do everything that is required of a baseball player extremely well. It's kind of bizarre to see that. But also, for the second time, got us all tacos.
That's right.
So big ups to Mookie on that one, because enjoy your free taco with the stolen base there. But that was, if you go back and look at just the individual highlight reel that he had in Game 1, it's like every single phase of the game. We didn't have, I mean, we know in the last series against the Braves, he had a lot of great defensive plays. He was still, hitting well, timely hitting, that sort of thing. But it was a perfect snapshot of just like what this dude is last night. He walks, steals second base. They do a double steal. He steals third base, scores on a ground ball to first base with a slide, opposite field home run, line drive to left field in the next at bat in the 8th inning. It's just kind of freakish. Like, this guy really doesn't have any holes in his game. I'm just happy he's on the Dodgers. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I mean, there was there's a YouTube channel I follow from actually he's a former I think like number 2 draft pick by the Padres, Matt Antonelli. Guy that high draft pick, just never panned out the bigs, but he still loves the game. Love listening to guys that play the game kind of break down what they see. And so he was just pointing out, like, if you just watch Mookie on the base paths, like just things like his secondary lead, they're like, notice, like, as soon as the pitcher is coming down in motion, like, he's always stepping forward. It's not a case of like there's a delay in it. Like, he just like the timing's right and everything. And that's kind of why he, on that infield ground ball play that he scored from third, like, Diaz made a hell of a play at first base. He made as good a play as you can. But just Mookie's, his secondary lead, his speed, the slide, just able to get around that. Just man, he is just an absolute joy to watch, and definitely glad he signed with the Dodgers.
I heard, actually, Tony Gwynn Jr., shout out to the Gwynn and Chris program.
Another great guy, love listening.
But he was kind of breaking it down on their show this afternoon, and it made a lot of sense to me, because just the details is kind of what makes it's kind of like a Kobe thing or like a Jordan thing of just like every day, just like that little extra detail that you might not think about. Like, this guy does it. So he said basically, like, if you're Mookie, the way he is, how good he is, you're not even looking to get that 90 feet. You're just looking to get that 60 feet, because his anticipation is so good. Like, he's already going to have the jump, and like the timing, like just the way this guy thinks is kind of like on another level of beyond, even what the other great players are doing. So that what puts him up there.
I picture Dennis Rodman talking about his, like, how he rebounds. Like, I would love to hear Mookie break down. Like, the weird thing is, like, it may not even be like a thing where Mookie break down. He's just like, it could just be like he's just so naturally gifted, he just does it. But yeah, it's that's all I can just say is, man, he's just an absolute joy to watch on a day in, day out basis.
And I mean, I think that's the thing, like we were kind of saying, that separates the great from the really great. It's just all the little details, everything. Like, even when that was kind of unraveling there, and then Gonzalez sort of saved it with the miracle, catch.
Yeah.
In that inning, sometimes, I mean, gotta be honest, Dodger fans, you think like things will spiral, and there was a line drive to right field. And I was kind of like, in the before times, I'd be worried about this, but Mookie just like scooped it up. I mean, they still scored on that play, but like you just don't really have a doubt that this guy's gonna like do the little algebra there and just like he's not gonna let that ball get past him.
Yeah.
So thank God he's on the Dodgers.
Yes.
We will see what happens in the next 12 years, but they got game one. I don't have. Let's see right now.
6-3.
6-3. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. It was a bullpen day today for the Dodgers, and Snell was pitching pretty damn well.
Pretty damn well, yeah.
When you have an actual starter going up against, just sort of a collection of guys, how much can it give me, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Kind of to be expected, but you have the off day tomorrow, so whatever you can do to stay in the game. Snell's a veteran guy. Morton's probably coming up next in game 3 on Friday.
Morton versus Buehler.
These are guys that can eat innings, and part of that is just throwing strikes. And Snell was really aggressive, getting ahead of guys. Like usually they say, if you're a pitcher, the at bat for you doesn't really start until strike 1, because then you have some leverage. Like we saw May in game 7 of the NLCS throw 9 straight balls, and it's just like it's not working out. Like we gotta get someone else in here. Yeah. But we'll see what happens tonight. It's getting into the later stages there, but overall, still for the most part, optimistic.
Sure.
This was one of the better things also I saw last night. Oh, it's too small on the screen.
Oh, no.
This guy laid a insane prop bet. If you can see there, let me lean in. Plus 8,234 on a $5 or $10 bet to win 823. Had Kershaw over 7.5 strikeouts. Bellinger to hit a home run. Let's see here. Over 8.5 total runs. Got it. Glasnow over 6.5 strikeouts. Got it. Dodgers on the run line and the money line action just to win. So the
nice 6-leg parlay there.
Depravity of this bet, I have no choice but to very much enjoy this.
Well, and you pointed out, obviously they probably can't see because it's too small, but there's actually a cutoff on that picture on the top. There's an even, presumably more insane bet, because the odds line on the top one where it cuts off is, I remember even it was like 82.50 or something like that.
It's plus 70,598.
Never mind. Way higher than I thought.
A $5 bet to win $3,500. Let's just call it that.
I want to know what that is.
I really wanted to just tweet back at the guy like, are we not going to talk about the plus 75,000? Because I feel like we should talk about the plus 75,000. Like, even if it didn't hit, can we just see what happened there?
Yeah,
I gotta know.
I have
Tyler
to know.
Texted me back. Maybe one of the legs was Joe Kelly pinch hits and hit a home run.
Yeah,
it's got to be something super deep and just beyond anything within the realm of reason. Plus 75,000.
Dave Roberts goes out there and gets in a fist fight with Las Diaz. I think that may have been one of the legs too.
Or a famous celebrity rises from the dead. How do you get plus 75,000?
Cody Bellinger's out there bored in center field, starts digging and finds Jimmy Hoffa's body or something stupid.
Turns out he was in Texas the whole time.
Jeez.
The last place in the Meadowlands.
The last place you look.
But as you know, I mean, we'll just again reiterate: entertainment purposes only. Please believe that. But this was not my bet. I'm just in awe of this bet, and so beyond curious about the plus 75,000 bet. I really I gotta know. Maybe the Mookie Tacos thing was part of that. I mean, there's so many. Who knows? Like, the mind wanders.
Yeah. I whatever that is, at my absolute worst degeneracy, I don't think I could ever make myself do whatever that is.
That's like, give me the entire sheet of prop bets, and I'll just close my eyes and just check random boxes.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, give me that. Are you sure? Yes, I said what I said.
Sir, we can't officially list a bet as you checking the MGM logo. Put it
I
on
got
the
MGM
ticket.
to cover.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But, we'll see what happens here. I think we're into the 7th inning
Yeah. 2 outs
in the game.
2 outs in the
So-
7th. Right.
Still looks like just going to be a good series. I'm taking it as it comes. We got the 2 best teams that played this season. We'll see what happens. I do want to take a little minute here and swerve over to the football world. Actually, kind of a transition. This is actually 2 weeks out. Tyler pointed this out to me.
Oh, God.
But the Chiefs are minus 21.5 against the Jets,
Oh,
which
my
is
God.
insane in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, the Jets and yes, the Chiefs, but minus 21.5.
That's like Florida versus Florida A&M. Like, that's the kind of line you would see, but you would only see it in college when it's a big boy playing a little boy school. Like, that's 21.5. You almost never see 10 points spreads in the NFL. Like, that's how, loaded the rosters are. Obviously, talent, top-tier talent can be spread out, but, for the most part, all the teams just depth-wise have a lot of talent to keep it within 10 points. So 21.5 is insane. And that line could only get bigger. It could possibly get bigger because, again, that game's not till November 1st. So Chiefs go out and dominate this weekend. Jets go out and do the Jets thing this weekend. That line could be like 25 by the time kickoff comes around.
Jets fans, got to bet that down. Just out of self-respect.
Yeah, definitely. You got to take the Jets plus 21.5. That's oh God, that is insane.
Or if you're Adam Gase, I mean, just invest in your inevitable retirement plan because maybe go big on it.
God.
And 21.5. I mean, good Lord, that is ridiculous. I'm just gonna be honest. That is insane.
He looks like Count Orlok from the old Nosferatu film, but with hair. Like if you shaved him bald, he would be Count Orlok.
I could see it.
It scares me to death. Jesus, get that off the screen, please.
Give me 1, 2, 3. Okay. Just gonna leave it up there.
I can't take it off. Adam Gase is taking control. He's locked it up there.
No, he's locked the whole thing. I got nothing. But in other Adam Gase related news, I think the biggest NFL news of the day was that Tua is going to be starting for the Dolphins coming up this weekend.
Tua, wait, what's Tua's last name?
Oh, well, let's defer to big Ricky Rose.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Tagovailoa.
Oh,
Roll Tide.
thank you.
Fans up.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Kind of curious, honestly, on, just the Dolphins are not terrible. I guess. I mean, they're not even bad. I wouldn't even say they're bad.
They're good. They're pretty solid. Like, I know their record's 3-3, but they've looked good all year. Like, this is, and it's not a case where like Fitzpatrick was playing bad. It's not a case where he's hurt. I'm pretty much at a loss by this, and I know that Fitzpatrick himself is. He's gone out and said today, like, he feels betrayed. He feels backstabbed by this, and I can't blame him.
Yeah, that was kind of a bummer reading that. He said it sort of broke his heart, just sort of, I don't think I've done anything wrong here, which he hasn't really. The team's competitive. Obviously, they need a little more talent around, on both sides of the ball, but they're not a bad team. It's just kind of obviously Tua is the future. It just seems like you already got the guy. You drafted him, and you're probably not going to the Super Bowl or, making some big noise in the playoffs this year. So kind of a weird decision to just throw him out there. But maybe they just really want to get a look at him, and, Flores thinks that's the guy that's going to
put
him over this year. Who knows?
if that's the case, it's absolutely trial by fire because they have a bye week this week, but Tua's first start is going to be against the LA Rams, who have some guy at defensive tackle named Aaron Donald, who
Yeah.
I mean, he'll make you work. He'll make you work as an offense, pretty much as really any player. He'll make you work, and if you don't work, he'll throw your ass across the field. So, yeah, just real curious. I mean, that's again, Burrow. He got the job. They drafted him, and he knew he was going to be the starter right off the bat. Justin Herbert only got the start. Maybe he should have been starting from the get-go, but only got the start because of Tyrod Taylor getting stabbed in the lungs by a doctor.
Hitman.
So again, it's not uncommon to see a quarterback, get replaced because of injury, but you never see it from a guy that's like he's been good. Like he shouldn't have lost the job. We'll just say he hasn't done anything to lose it, but yet he still lost the job. So it's just real weird situation.
Yeah, the only thing I could think is they just want to get him out there in a game. Like you said, probably not ideal going against Aaron Donald. Fortunately, Alex Smith, the great comeback story, survived getting sacked by Aaron Donald like 4 times in his first game back. Every time I was like,
yeah, that was scary.
So his history of a gruesome leg injury. Tua's got some leg issues as well.
Leg and hip, yeah.
Hopefully he's all right. But and the Rams have a really good secondary too. So if you're throwing
Ramsey back there, yeah. You tell me.
First time, you tell me. You tell me. Jalen Ramsey, the sassiest defensive back in the NFL still. But I'm just putting that politely. That's a quote not from me. But we'll see what he's all about, I guess. I mean, Tua, pretty bona fide. His college resume speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Yes, he was on a great team, but he looks like the real deal.
Yeah.
But just kind of a weird time to make that call. So,
yeah, you can say, he was just on a great team, but look at all just the absolutely completely average quarterbacks that Alabama's had through Saban's tenure.
Oh yeah,
Tua's just head and shoulders above all them. So I mean, I don't think it's a question of talent or him being lifted up by a team. If anything, I think he lifted up a lot of those guys. So, yeah, I mean, again, Seth Fitzpatrick, I really do genuinely wonder if he's maybe going to get traded to Dallas because, Dalton really didn't look good. Obviously, Dak's out for the year, so they might need a guy that they're going to say, hey, yeah, we need to start you because this division is wide open. God knows it's wide open. And in fact, big game tomorrow between
huge
Philly,
Thursday night game.
Philly and the Giants there. Both teams with one win on the year, yet one game back of the division lead. Which actually, having said that, it did remind me that there was a post on Reddit today where somebody confirmed that the Washington football team is both one game away from leading their division and one game away from having the first pick of the draft, which is ridiculous.
So hang on, NFC East fans.
Yeah. So
hope springs eternal.
So that actually is going to be a big game tomorrow. As much as we joke and shit on that game, it will have possible playoff implications.
Every game in the NFC East so far it has. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Look at the swing there. First pick, leading the division. I can't call it.
I can't call it. But yeah, feeling the Giants. I mean, it's got the potential of being one of those so bad that it's good games. It could just turn into one of those. Which we got a lot of those with Thursday Night Football. A lot of them are just bad to the point of entertaining, and then others are just bad to the point of bad. You never really know what you're going to get, but could be a fun one in a lot of different ways. And what else are you going to watch tomorrow?
That, and also, first of all, it will be bad because, I mean, look at the primary actors here, the Giants and the Eagles. But the one thing that sort of differentiates this is you have a 1-5 team and a 1-4-1 team.
That half game
still fighting for first place right now. So there it is, NFC East fans. High stakes on Thursday.
Oh man, Sorry, looks like Chris Taylor's bottom of the seventh, one out. Dodgers trailing by 3.
All right, well, stay tuned to that. Pretty much all I got. I'm going to run back inside and try to catch the end of this thing.
Oh, God, it's Fairbanks pitching. His eyes scare the hell out of me when he pitches. God, between him and like Snell looks like he's been on a 48-hour bender with no sleep, and Fairbanks looks like he did 6 bumps of coke before he took the mound. So interesting characters they have down there in Tampa.
Fortunately, Snell, as we know,
If I
did
get
not
the Rona,
get the
He did
run.
not. He did not get the Rona. That's true.
So he was still able to pitch effectively this evening. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. We're in for a good World Series here. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Mhm.
The Dodgers, I will say on paper, do have the best team. I mean,
Sure.
it is what it is. But we all know about the Dodgers, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. I see we are up against it here, Ronnie. Any last things you want to say before we get out?
No, thank you guys for joining us. We'll get back with you for a full hour on Friday, update you what's going on in the World Series, and as well, just take a look at the football over the weekend, all the good stuff.
Big Ten will be back
always.
this weekend.
Big Ten's back. Pac-12 was back. Does anyone care? No, they don't care. All right.
No.
But that's happening. So we will get back with you guys on Friday. As always, call us up, comment. Thank you guys as always. And
Yes.
you guys have a good night. Tyler, anything else you got before we get out of here?
Nah, just stick around here. We got Anti-Bev coming up on the Quarantine Network here, so stick around for that. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, for tuning in, for leaving your questions and comments. We look forward to it all the time. Definitely give us a call Friday. It'll be the usual free-for-all Friday, so give us a call, talk some shit, say whatever you want. But you guys know the drill. As always, keep the fire.
Keep the fire.
At the buzzer.